And we are live. What's up, guys? And welcome to NXT Takeover Dallas 2016 results. And I forget to say this in the other episodes, but spoiler alert: I will be talking about what happened and the outcomes of each match. And yeah, so let's get into it. And yeah, first match we're going to be talking about is the Revival versus American Alphas. Oh yeah, by the way, overall, I'm giving this shit a 10 out of 10. I mean, amazing, but I'll go through that afterwards. But damn, first match, the Revival versus American Alphas. I did say I thought the American Alphas were gonna win. Um, I mean, it was a good match. You know, tag teams are kind of slow, but the American Alphas, it did show like a mean streak. They came out and just had some fun. You know, they were loud. They're charismatic. You know, it was fun to watch, and that's what it. That's what it needs. You know, they. That's why a lot of people love the American Alphas. Now, do I wish that Enzo and Cass were in the mix? Yes, I love Enzo and Cass, but I would love to see them on the main roster. Hopefully, they show up on the first. I mean, on the the Raw after WrestleMania, but I really don't know. But the American Alphas did win this one. Congratulations to them. But it was. I really wish they wouldn't go into too much detail on um, these episodes. On the matches, like they were saying, how they, they went through and they couldn't reach that. They couldn't really win the Olympics. He couldn't, it was just they kept failing. Of course they're going to give them it just because the underdog story, which, like I said, I just don't like it when they kind of spoil the match for you. Second match we're gonna go into is Austin Aries versus Baron Corbin. Tell you the truth, I was really nervous throughout the whole time. Baron Corbin was beating the ever living shit out of Austin Aries. I guess just because they don't want Baron Corbin to look like a bitch, or they don't want him to look like he's weak or whatever. But Austin Aries did steal the win. I just think what they're gonna do is turn this into a rivalry, and that's probably why. Because Baron Corbin can say, "Oh, he didn't beat me fair and square. He didn't beat me 1-on-1. He had to cheat. He didn't really cheat. He just like rolled him up." But I really hope that they do something with that. It would be a really good um, rivalry. Third match is Sami Zayn versus Nakamura. Okay, I'm saying this right now. I would say this is maybe the second best match on the card, just because if you don't know what strong style is, watch that match. It really it is his strong style at its best. They were punching each other with closed fists. Nakamura's nose is bleeding. It was crazy. You're not used to that. In WWE anymore. You're not used to them going 100% on each other. Sami Zayn started getting pissed off and started stomping his face and punching him closed fist. And usually you close open fist and it doesn't hurt as much, but closed fist is almost prohibited. So yeah, that was an awesome match. But of course, Nakamura did win the match. Um, like I said, just like Austin Aries, they're not gonna bring him in on his debut and hype him up so big and then have him lose. They did do that for Sting, but that's just because this man has an ego trip. He always wants to say he beat WCW, but with Nakamura, same thing. They want to hype him up and then turn him into this big star. And plus, Sami Zayn is leaving, so it doesn't help him at all. Um, the fourth match we had Asuka versus Bayley, and I'm gonna like it wasn't a bad match. Um, it was just comparing the matches between Bayley and Sasha, or Bayley versus um Carmella or Charlotte versus Natalia or any of those really great matches, it doesn't add up. Asuka is really good. It's just you know it's just a little bit more um you know it didn't have that emotional you know the story behind it. They're both really good guys, so you're just like, who do I vote? Who do I? Yeah. But Asuka did win because I already, I did say Asuka was gonna win, just because I do think Bayley is going to come to the main roster, really soon. They have been saying that they want to expand on the Divas division, and bring some girls up. Who else to bring up than Bayley? If you bring, anybody up from NXT, any girls from NXT, it has to be Bayley. She is the best diva at least right now. Her, Carmella, Dana Brooke, who's the girl that comes out with Blake and Murphy? Leave that in the comment. I forgot what her name is. But I don't think they should bring all of them up, and then we don't have any divas in NXT. But yeah, Asuka did win. I'm not saying it wasn't a good match. I just think it's a lot easier to be developed into a match when it's a good guy versus bad guy. You know who to cheer. You know who to boo. Especially since it was kind of like last minute. You didn't really have a story building up to it. You really weren't involved in the match because there wasn't much of a story to it. But it was a good match just to watch. Get you pumped up for the main event. Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe. 100% the fight of the night, the match of the night. It was definitely the main event. 30 seconds in the match, Samoa Joe's eye is cut open. And I don't mean like, oh, little blood. No, I mean like back in the day, John Cena blood. His chest was covered. This dude's eye was swollen. I guess what happened was, okay, in wrestling, when you do a headbutt, you headbutt your hand. So the guy feels it, but your hand takes most of the damage. I guess he missed his hand or what, but he hit, Samoa Joe's, he headbutted him and cut his eye open, and just crowd started booing because of they had to stop it and make sure it wasn't swelling up, because if it does swell up, then you get blood in your eyes, or you start not being able to see, and then you could actually hurt the other person or yourself. So I was kind of annoyed at that, because you can't really get pissed off at them for making sure that both of their superstars are safe. You cannot be mad at that, because especially now that everyone is hurt, there's not much you can, you have to let it go. You have to let it, go by, and, let them do what they gotta do, because I really don't want Samoa Joe or Finn Balor to get hurt, because those are the top guys now. They are the future of the WWE. Samoa Joe, legend. He is a fucking legend. Finn Balor is a, future Hall of Famer. I'll put my money on that one. And I really do hope he comes up to the main roster really soon. I'm hoping at WrestleMania or even the night after. He did win the match. I thought Samoa Joe was going to win because, Samoa Joe wins. That means Finn Balor doesn't have the championship and he can move on. But one of the people said, because if Joe wins, then you want the trilogy. You want that third match tiebreaker. So I think they gave it to Finn Balor, so Finn Balor can move up, because Kevin Owens was in WWE when he had the NXT championship. So I think he's going to be, because I guess it's to throw you off, like, oh, Finn Balor's not coming up, damn it. So when he does show up, it's a lot more, you know, it's a little bit more of a shock. You know, like, whoa, I did not see that coming. But he's coming up soon. I don't know when, but he is coming up soon, man, because he's the greatest person. He's the best we have at NXT, and maybe even in the WWE. The dude is every match he's in, it's great. You know that I'm a huge fan of Finn Balor, and man, I really hope they use him right on the main roster. But yeah, like I said, at the beginning of this, I give this pay per view or whatever you want to call it a 10 out of 10. The WrestleMania definitely does have the work cut out for them. But the more I look into the card, you know, they do have some good card. You know, they do have a good card. You know, as you have Triple H versus Roman Reigns. Say what you want about it. It's probably going to be a good match. You know, Triple H, this dude's been training. I 100% think he's going to teach Roman Reigns some things. You know, just make sure he's going, because Roman Reigns, he just doesn't have the chance of being great. You know, he's not working with the right people. He needs someone that can bring out that mean streak in him. And then you have Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose. And then you have, you know, Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, triple threat for the Divas Championship. That's going to be awesome. Undertaker versus Shane, Hell in a Cell. That's gonna be awesome. You know, I guarantee there's more, but those are the main matches. And, you know, that's like 4 main events. You know, those are, you know, that's already. But if they're competing with NXT, they're going. if this is NXT and if they're trying to be better than NXT and take over Dallas, then you better expect one hell of a WrestleMania, because man, this was awesome. I enjoyed it. Like I said, you can't really. Of course, you know, NXT. I haven't seen a lot of shows that weren't really done well. You know, say what you want about Triple H, but he knows what he's doing when it comes to booking. He does, Albert, and a lot of them do most of the writing for NXT. With NXT, they want to make each person good. They want to make each person look great. You know, to get them all over. In the WWE, it's in the main roster. It's not as much because it's so crowded. You can only push so many people. Like, you can't make everyone happy. With NXT, you know, it's a learning experience, so you can do really whatever you want. So, man, I'm gonna leave it off here. I'm excited for WrestleMania. I really hope they do it well. You know, bring in Balor Club or Bullet Club, whatever you're gonna call it. Bring in these, you know, great matches. You know, you have a lot of the times you have, like, WWE has a lot of ingredients for great matches and great pay-per-views, but they don't use the ingredients, you know, the right way. And, you know, that's what's wrong. You know, if you don't use the right people the right way, there's just another day. But if they do this right, this could be the best WrestleMania ever. You know, record-breaking seating, you know, 100,000 plus. That's gonna be magic. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, all the other good stuff. If you watch this on Twitch, don't forget to follow the stream. It helps me out a lot. And if you don't have a Twitch account already, go ahead and make one. And you better watch all future episodes live. And I will see you beautiful people in the next one. See you.